what's up, guys? Just was packing up the stuff here, getting ready to go. Heading north for the weekend here. Just a last little hurrah with the girlfriend before, before it's too crappy out to actually start and travel anywhere. So, just finished getting ready, and I'm hoping to find some good stuff along the way. Hopefully, there's a good flea market along the way, or some yard sales. It's the weekend, so we'll see what's out there. All right, and I don't know what we're gonna find. I've never been to the area we're going, so hopefully there's something good out there. But anyway, I'll keep you posted, as I can along the way, and we'll see what I find when I get back. All right. Hey everyone, what's going on? So here in the hotel, just getting ready to leave, and it was a good day yesterday. Unfortunately, didn't really see any yard sales. We stopped at one, like I'd said, picked up something. Did find a whole shitload of antique malls around here. And if you've never been to an antique mall, it's basically like consignment for antiques. And when I say antiques, some of them, we stopped at one and it was pretty much legitimately antiques across the board. But then we stopped at one yesterday also while we were walking around, and it was a lot of other stuff other than antiques, and I did find a couple of Laserdiscs, so I'm pretty excited about that. They were super cheap. So anyway, we're just getting ready to head off, and we're gonna do a couple of fun things today. But hopefully along the way we also find some more stores. There's some flea markets, and or yard sales or whatever we could find today. It's a weekend now, and we'll see what's out there. It's a gorgeous day, and hopefully we find something good. Well, got a full weekend in. Got a lot of stuff done. Did a lot of fun stuff. Did a lot of cool things. Didn't really find a lot of movies, which, I mean, we were going to a really touristy area, so wasn't expecting to find a whole lot. Was kind of hoping that we'd see some more yard sales along the way. Did find the one, like I said earlier. So I got a couple of things, and we're headed home right now. It's a few hours away, and once I do and I get settled, then we'll show off what I did find. All right, guys, just getting home from the trip, and I didn't get as much as I want, unfortunately. It was a really great weekend, and like I said, we had a lot of fun. But unfortunately, I thought I was going to find. Honestly, I thought I'd see more yard sales and thrift stores and whatever the case may be. But like I said, I'd never been to the area. We're in Maine, and we went into northern Maine, and very kind of a higher end area. So usually, if you go into a high end area, if they have yard sales or anything like that, sometimes you can find some good stuff. And I didn't really see any yard sales. And we ended up stopping at two, and I did pick up something at both. One was yesterday on our way up, and then one just now, actually after I had made that other video on the way home. So, I did get a couple of things here, and a handful of VHS, and I found some other things along the way. I was just kind of a little disappointed that I didn't find more. So, but of the things that I did find, so picked up a handful of VHS. Honestly, don't remember where I got all of these at different points. A couple of them were at a Goodwill. One of them, I think, was at a Rennie's, which is like a chain. It's a discount chain store that they have in Maine. I'm honestly not sure where I picked up some of these, and then a couple of them for yard sales. So the first one I picked up, and I know that this came from the Goodwill, is a Disney movie that I grew up with. It's a live action Disney movie called Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken, and I absolutely love this movie. Haven't watched it in years, and actually was thinking about it fairly recently because somebody said something to me about diving horses or something to that extent, or whatever the case may be, and that's exactly what this is about. You can see in the thing here, if you've never seen this movie, it's basically apparently pre-TV. What they did was they dove horses off of sky, off of high dives, basically. But anyway, it's about a girl who runs away from home and starts diving horses, and it's based on a true story, as a lot of Disney live action movies are. But this is a fun one, and I hadn't watched it in a while, so I figured I'd pick that up, and I think I got this one for $1, which is more than I normally pay for VHS tapes. But I hadn't seen this anywhere else. I know it's on DVD, but I figured $1 is $1. It's not too bad, so I would grab that. The next thing I did pick up, and this is I bought this solely because Just because Tom Clancy just recently passed the other day, and I hadn't seen this movie in a while, so I did pick up The Hunt for Red October with Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin. I haven't seen this movie almost, not since it was theatrical, because I was super young when this movie came out. I think I was probably 6 or 7 when this movie came out, so I didn't see it theatrically, but I've seen it since then, but not in years still. So figured this one was only 50 cents at the Goodwill, so because it was a gray tag and it happened to be gray tag day, so that was worth grabbing. The next couple that I picked up I know this was at I picked this up at one of the yard sales, and that is Kevin Bacon in The Air Up There. This movie I did see theatrically, and I haven't seen since, but like you guys know, I really like kids movies, and when I see a decent kids movie, I'm not going to pass that up. And then on top of that, this is a Kevin Bacon movie, and I love Kevin Bacon, so grab that. I think I paid 25 cents for this at a yard sale. Another one that I picked up at that same yard sale for 25 cents, and even though I have this on HD DVD, I actually think that I have it on regular DVD. I'm not sure. I honestly didn't even double check because I knew that I had it on HD. But that's a copy of Animal House, and I just really liked the movie. I like the artwork on this, which is it's pretty much the same artwork on all of the cases, but it was cool, and it was in good shape, and it doesn't hurt to just have everything on all medias. Why not, right? So for 25 cents, I think we picked that up. I grabbed that. And then, at that same yard sale, I did pick this up, and I was going to kind of show this at the end because I'm not really, I don't know a lot about this, but I did pick up a VCD, a video CD of Inspector Gadget 2, and I said this in, earlier in the video here that I'd picked this up. I don't know anything about VCDs. Really, in all honesty, I've never. You don't run across them very often, and I wish that this was a better movie. But it is what it is. So I grabbed this. It was 50 cents, and I figured it was something to add to the collection. Looking at this one, I would definitely think it's an import because just the way that things are written, everything is written in like a British English, basically. But when I looked up the because it says max retail price, RS 199. RS is rupee standard for like Mumbai, like in India apparently, and it does say on here this was packaged in Mumbai. So it's definitely an import. I don't know much about these these discs at all. I honestly don't even know what plays them. I'm pretty sure they're VCD players, if I'm not mistaken, and I guess they would play in a computer because they're just a CD, but I don't really know much about these, so if anybody does, definitely let me know. But I thought it was kind of cool to just add another movie format to the collection that I didn't have. So then moving into the yard sale that I just went to, and this yard sale, there was a lot of titles that I would have picked up normally, but they were either missing the cases and they were just loose VHS tapes, which I don't understand how that even happens with people. But also too, I think they kept them in their barn, and this I picked out a handful of movies that were in okay shape, decent shape. A lot of their movies were in like super, super, super rough shape, so I didn't even take the time to go through. One of them, I'm starting to dig through the box, and the tapes are stuck together because they obviously got wet at some point and they're moldy. And I was like, yeah, I'm not even digging through this. So, but we did pick out a couple. Movie that I didn't own at all. Don't really care for this movie, but girlfriend wanted me to pick it out, and that for 25 cents. These were all 25 cents. 50 cents a piece. I picked up a copy of Yellow Submarine. The box is a little bit more rough on this one than I would normally grab, but the tape was in good shape, so I grabbed that. I actually have a yellow box actually from an old Bob the Builder tape, and I had swapped out the cases at some point, so I can actually swap out this case for that one, I guess, and whatever's in there. And then I also got this movie, which I've never seen. Happens to be another Alec Baldwin movie. I guess that was the kick that we were on over the last weekend here, but that is The Getaway, and this is the special uncut, unrated version. I've never seen the original version, so I wouldn't know the difference, but I figured, yeah, what the heck. And then I grabbed two movies that I've never heard of. Again, I buy a lot of these 80s action movies or horror movies or whatever I can, get that seems kind of weird. And that is, so I grabbed this movie Rooftops and this movie Night Force. The thing about this one, if you guys watch my other video, this is a Linda Blair movie, and it seemed right. I saw this. The back of this is a little bit rougher shape than I would normally like. It looks like it had gotten wet, like I said, but I was like, whatever. The cover is in good shape. I checked the tape. The tape looks like it's in great shape, and I said I'm going to grab this. It's another Linda Blair movie. This movie Rooftops, I don't know anything about this, but it looks like it's got some ass kickery in the background here. The streets of New York are dangerous, but the rooftops are deadly. So I don't know if it's like an R-rated West Side Story, more action. I don't know anything about this movie, but that was I figured that was worth grabbing too. So what the heck. And then I did this. This was cheap. We stopped at a couple of used bookstores. I actually specifically looked for books, but if they had movies, I looked through those too, of course. And so for $3, I did pick up the 4-pack of the first 4 Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I was pretty happy to get this, only because normally when you see this one, it seems to be parts 2, 3, 4, and 5, or whatever. You get New Nightmare thrown in there. You don't always see the first 4, so I was pretty happy to get the one that has the first 4 movies. I honestly didn't. I only have a Nightmare on Elm Street. I only have the first one and New Nightmare on DVD, and the first Freddy movie on VHS. Nice to just get all 4 in a little neat package. I would like to get the whole set of all of them on Blu-ray at some point in time when I can afford to do that. And then the last 2 things that I grabbed here were from one of the antique stores, so to speak, that I said, and they actually had some movies, and I said I got some Laserdiscs. So the first one that I picked up is Keanu Reeves in Speed, and I love this movie. I saw this movie a million times in the theater. At the time, again, it was when my parents were working there. We'd go to the theater with my dad. This movie was in the summertime, and my brother and I, we would just watch the movie. I think we must have seen it probably 30 times theatrically, and it's just filled with corny. Everybody knows what Speed is, but it's filled with corny lines and corny stuff. And for $3, I got this Laserdisc. I thought that was a pretty decent deal, because I actually don't think I own this movie at all. I'd have to double check, but. Especially, and it's a Laserdisc, and now that I have the Laserdisc player, I figured what the heck. And then the other movie that I got, and I know that I don't own this one at the moment, and that is What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And, I love this movie as well. This is the first DiCaprio movie I think I ever saw, and I didn't even know who he was at the time. When this came out, I think I was probably about 10 years old, 9 or 10 years old when this came out, and I'd never seen a movie with DiCaprio, and he was so good in this. I didn't know who he was. I thought he was mentally retarded. Honestly, I had no idea who he was. I know he was on one of those teen shows. When he was a teen, he was on one of those 80s, early 90s sitcoms. I don't know. I didn't watch that because it was before. Not before my time, but you know what I mean. I was too young for that. So, but anyway, I love this movie, and even to this day, I'm still pissed off that he lost the Best Supporting Actor to Tommy Lee Jones for The Fugitive. And Tommy Lee Jones is an abysmal actor who basically plays himself, as near as I can tell, in every movie. Plus, it was for The Fugitive, which wasn't even that good of a movie. And DiCaprio should have won for this over Tommy Lee Jones for The Fugitive. And if I were DiCaprio, I'd be pissed about that to this day too. So, but anyway, so I picked that up, and that was another $3. The only other Laserdisc that they had that I wanted was a copy of The Crying Game. Unfortunately, that was cracked right down the middle. And they had some other movies that I wouldn't have bought anyway, like Beethoven and Beethoven Second and Getting Even with Dad with Ted Danson. But those two are movies that I actually like and actually would watch on Laserdisc, so that's why I grabbed those. But anyway, yeah, so that was the whole weekend, guys, and it's Saturday right now. I got, so that was pretty much my whole weekend because I've got work the next couple of days. But I guess I'll see you, on Tuesday when new release day. I'll see if I finally find anything I want of a new release. But otherwise, as you know, I'm sure I'll find the VHS and stuff like that. So anyway, do the normal YouTube stuff, rate, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I'll see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, guys.